E6 Petty Officer Kate Boring grew up with a supporting family who helped her as she went through tough training, completed dangerous assignments, and was off at sea serving and protecting our country hundreds of miles away from home. Boring was deployed on the USS George Washington CVN-73, the Reagan, and the H.W. Bush CVN-72. While deployed, she set a naval record-breaking number and helped make allies with foreign countries. Boring helped make a record for most bomb drops in a naval operation. Because of her hard work, she has won many medals and achievements honoring her work to secure our country. Kate Boring now works at the Naval Consolidated Brig Charleston Detachment, Chesapeake, in Chesapeake, Virginia, where she helps inmates become better people, and she is proud of her job. Kate Boring was born on December 27, 1990, in Lee County, North Carolina, with a good family. She was the youngest of 5 and says being the youngest was challenging. Her parents are James Joseph Boring II and Lorinda Jean Boring. After entering the military at 21, Boring did not tell her parents she had joined. They did not find out until after she returned from boot camp. Kate's father was disappointed in her for joining because he had been in Vietnam and didn't want her to go through things he had. After a year of her service, Mr. Boring was proud of Kate and supported her decision. Before Boring's decision of entering the military, Boring wanted to be a CEO of her own company. Later, she realized that was not a lifestyle she was proud of and wanted to do something with a purpose. After finishing school in Pensacola, Kate Boring graduated from boot camp in Chicago, Illinois. Boring says that boot camp was an experience that changes your whole life and makes you realize the things you are truly capable of. While at boot camp for 8 weeks, Boring learned how to build bombs, inspect missiles, and load jets. Kate Boring says that building bombs is tough to learn and it takes time, but in the end it is worth it. After graduating, Boring took orders for Japan. Boring reported to an aircraft carrier ship off the coast of Japan called USS George Washington CVN-73. She would then be on the USS George Washington for 4.5 years. On the boat, her mission was to make peace with South and North Korea, Guam, Singapore, and Australia. Being on the boat, Boring felt peaceful and worked nights, going months without seeing the sun. Her favorite memory on the boat was qualifying for the Dual 50. As the sun was rising in the morning across the sea, Kate was able to pull her rack down on the machine gun and qualify and got a sense that she can do anything. She says being away from home and out of her country was mentally challenging, but she knew she could accomplish it. After the USS George Washington, Boring switched carriers on the Reagan. She was on the Reagan for around 20 days, and then 2 months later deployed for a 7-month cruise on the H.W. Bush CVN-72. On the H.W. Bush, Boring and her crew dropped 1,717 bombs, which was a record-breaking combat in the United States naval history. While on the H.W. Bush, the mission, Operation Inherent Resolve, was conducted. The mission was to make allies of Syria, Iraq, and Israel. Boring and her crew built hundreds of bombs each night and shot down a drone and Syrian jet. Boring programmed both of those missiles and has the umbilical cord to this day. She takes pride when people say they heard it on TV, and she can say she was a part of it. Boring says being a part of the record-breaking mission makes her feel accomplished and proud, and she would absolutely love to be a part of it again. From Boring's excellent hard work on the ships, she has won many medals and achievements. Boring has won 3 Navy achievements. Kate Boring's jobs on the boats was to build and inspect the bombs. There are multiple roles through the process of building the bombs that Kate Boring has been a part of. One is called the qualifying system, where you are a team member and you put the pieces of the bomb together. If you are the team leader, you may know the tricks to bomb building and are the instructor to the team members. Another role is quality assurance and safety observer, known as QA/SO. If you are in this role, you are in charge over the building of the bomb, the safety of the bomb, and as well as the movement of each sailor during the build. You are the final signer and checker of the bomb to make sure it is put together properly. Those are and have been Kate Boring's jobs on the boats for the last couple of years of her sea duty. When learning how to build the bombs, Kate Boring says it is a long process because there are many safety issues. Overall, she says it is not that hard. but it is a learning process not to take lightly. Building bombs is dangerous, she says, but with certain precautions and procedures, it is safe. There is around a max number of 10 people to help construct the bombs, and you never want too many hands working on them at once. When constructing, each person has a specific job that they do when instructed by the team leader. Building the bomb can take 15 minutes or up to 2 hours. It all depends on the crew who is building the bomb and what type of bomb is being constructed. If it is a new crew or more of a complex bomb, it may take multiple hours. If it is an experienced crew, it may only take them 15 to 30 minutes. When building the bomb, Kate Boring says she feels empowered and proud and knows she is doing something for the greater good. She says it may be heartless to some, but she would rather indirectly kill terrorists on their land than they come and kill her loved ones on her land. Other sailors may feel guilty, but she says she has never felt guilt and is proud of what she does. Today, Kate Boring works at the Naval Consolidated Brig Charleston Detachment Chesapeake in Chesapeake, Virginia. She has worked there for almost 2 years. Kate Boring's working hours are from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., but her day consists on her workload. Some days, she may get out earlier, and others she may have to stay later to finish work, but she knows it is worth it in the end. The facility is essentially a prison for pre-trial and post-trial prisoners who are former military or are still active duty from any branch of service. Inside the brig, the female dorm is segregated from the male dorm. There is a double fence surrounding the naval brig to ensure security. Kate's job at the naval brig is a corrections counselor. Kate Boring is essentially the first one to contact if the prisoner needs help. She works with prisoners of all ranks. She may explain daily rules, regulations, procedures, or anything of that sort. If prisoners do not listen to regulations given, they receive consequences and will be written up. Kate Boring is a liaison essential to the prisoner from the time they are intaken to when they are released. She helps the prisoners make better choices as well as prepare them for civilian life when they are released. Her job focuses on learning about their story and their story only. She will listen to them tell her about how they ended up in confinement and their charges. Kate Boring says she is not their judge, but just someone who listens to their point of view. And at the end of the day, despite the wrongfully made choices, she knows they are still human. She says she does this job to make a difference and lift people who society might see as convicts, prisoners, bad bottom of the barrel people. She wants to help these type of people grow and gain a platform in life. Kate Boring realized she wasn't happy with her life and wanted to do something meaningful with a purpose that she could be proud of. She sacrificed her normal life to serve on the USS George Washington CVN-73 and the H.W. Bush CVN-72, where she and her crew constructed bombs to help eliminate enemies and secure our safety. In total, she spent more than 5 years on these 2 ships combined. She now resides in Virginia and works for the Naval Consolidated Brig Charleston Detachment Chesapeake and takes her work very seriously. Thank you for your service, Mrs. Boring.